Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Sandra and Sonia with Twins Talk Tubi back again for another episode. We're reviewing a new Tubi movie every week, and we are in a new month. We're in April. New month means new theme. And the theme for this month is all about found footage. I am psyched about this. Found footage is my favorite subgenre of horror, so I'm here for all this month. I can't wait. All right, we're gonna get this started right now with our first movie of the month. It is called The Blackwell Ghost, and this came out in 2017. The premise of the movie goes as follows. A filmmaker tries to prove that ghosts are real, but soon regrets his intentions after he finds himself being terrorized in a haunted house by a ghost with a dark past. And as always, we're going to start this off with our first time reaction of the movie on the count of three. One, two, three. I like the two thumbs. Yes. I thought this was such a good movie.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was a really good movie. So basically, there's a filmmaker that decides to make this documentary to prove that ghosts are real. He's kind of a skeptic, but he sets out to do this documentary, and so I really like that. So the movie's not very long. It's
No.
just under an hour.
Hmm.
But I feel like they get a good amount packed in
In
to
this
that
time,
like
yeah,
54 minutes or whatever the movie is.
I agree.
Um, I feel like it's somewhat of a slow burn. There's kind of like not really things going on very early, but it does get like as the movie progresses, it gets like more and more intense.
Right.
I thought the movie was very the thing about found footage for me, it has to be like even like somewhat believable. Like I believe this is happening to these people right now in real time. And I felt like that's in this movie.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that I thought it was a slow burn, but because in these types of movies, they do have to give you some context of
Yeah,
what's what they're looking for or what's going to happen. So when they're
what they're expecting to happen or looking to
Yeah. So
happen.
when they're showing the filmmaker talking and saying how he is going into this, taking this a different direction in his filmmaking and starting with the documentary,
Yeah,
he has to give a little bit of a backstory about why he's choosing this story. And then when he starts to speak with the person who reached out to him about the phenomenon that's going on, he has to go meet the person and they kind of go there's a little bit of a 15-20 minutes of him just kind of talking to this person, the person telling him about things that's been going on in the house and
right.
about things that they he knows of from someone who used to live there, things like that. They have to do that. I don't think and because it was only 50 something minutes, I don't I wouldn't say it was a slow burn. I feel like if the movie was 2 hours long and it took an hour for all that stuff, then yeah, I would.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
but
Well, I just say that in the sense that there's a lot of talk, which I agree that you need in these kind of movies, you need the talking more so in the beginning to kind of get the backstory on certain things. But I feel like for people who want to get to like the really
yeah,
scary
it's not
horror
gonna
stuff,
get yeah,
it's not right away. You have
it's
to
not
wait
gonna
a little
get to
bit,
the
but it's worth
ghostly
it
stuff in
though.
the beginning.
It's worth it,
But
and also it wasn't like I didn't feel like it was like
it
they were trying
wasn't
to.
it wasn't boring.
No, it wasn't
The
boring.
story that they were telling was interesting.
Yes,
It kept me engaged. I felt that sometimes you may feel because of the movie, the length of the movie was short, that they rushed things
that
and they
you miss.
didn't.
No, they didn't rush.
They
No,
didn't. I didn't feel like I missed anything, like there's
no,
something that they left out. I didn't feel
no.
anything like that.
We
I felt
knew,
like I was
we
watching a
knew,
movie that's normally 90 minutes to
yeah, yeah.
an hour.
We,
90 minutes
it's
to 2
2
hours.
hours.
Mm-hmm.
It was like we were going right along with the pace of the filmmaker and the actor
Yeah.
there. Like
Yeah.
it was good. I thought it was very well done. And
It was mad creepy.
yeah, for
It
sure.
was really creepy. And I
This guy,
also,
this guy and his wife go into this house where this woman, I forgot her first name, Mrs. Blackwell, we'll say the Blackwell ghost is the name of the movie. Um, and she supposedly tortured people or kids in her
it
house.
was kids. Supposedly,
It was
there was kids missing from the neighborhood, and the story was that this woman, Mrs. Blackwell, took the kids and she dismembered them and threw the body parts into a well that they had
it was on the property,
basement
like in the
in the
basement. Yeah,
basement of their home. Apparently, a lot of houses in that neighborhood have wells like that. That's the way the houses were built in whatever they said, the 20s or something.
yeah,
So apparently that's the story. And then there is some kind of entity that is in the house,
right. Because the person
presumably
that
Mrs.
brings him
Blackwell.
to the house tells him that sometimes he sees like the cabinets are all open in the kitchen and he hears noises and things like that. And when he's living there with his wife for the few days to try and document all the stuff, they have cameras everywhere in the basement, in the living room, in the kitchen, and you know, and he starts experiencing these things. And he tries to he did like this thing where he puts a bowl in a like a kid's bowl on a coffee table, and he's like, most kids are like, or ghosts get attracted to this, and they see a ball and they want to like kick it or hit it or something. So we're gonna put it in the spot, and if it's moved, then we know, supposedly a ghost moved it. And they do stuff like that, and then later we see stuff happen, and we see the ball in a completely different place, like in a completely different floor of the room of the house. Like, very well done movie, very like I said, very believable.
Yeah,
Like, if you think these kinds of movies are real, that ghosts are real, I thought they did a good job with making us believe that this was really happening to them.
yeah.
And they didn't, and the fact that it was as long as it was even better, because I didn't feel like they tried to push
Or
like
put too much stuff in it
stuff
that
in it that is
probably they
like,
didn't
oh,
need
after a
to.
while, some things will be
Hmm.
like, okay, you're doing too much now.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
was just a perfect pace throughout the whole movie. And
Okay.
very well done. Just overall very
Yeah.
well done, and I was very happy.
And
I
I
thought it was
also,
really good.
yeah, me too. And I also liked that at the end of this movie, I feel like in a lot of the found footage type movies, it's kind of like, well, someone found this tape of a person or a group of people that went to a
They
location
went
and they
somewhere
were
and then they
and they
never
were
came
missing
back.
and they were never found again. And then this is what happened, right?
Right.
And then at the end of those movies, it's like it's presumed that these people are dead
Well,
or
we find like technically, like supposedly
something.
we find out what happens, and then that's
Right.
it.
But this movie I thought was cool that at the end the couple didn't die or
Or they
uh
didn't
they
leave. They
didn't
didn't.
well no they didn't die and they didn't um get they didn't disappear.
Right.
They at the end it was okay. They decided they collected the evidence and they collected the data that they needed and they were leaving and they left on their own to go back to their lives to keep working on this or do whatever they want with their lives. It was just like they experienced this and now they're moving on to the next kind of part of their life or
Right.
this thing. So I thought that was cool too. And something that I don't think that they do too much in the found footage genre. So I did notice that. I wanted to point it out.
All right. Well, I think you guys got our answer. We both really liked it. And I should say that the Blackwell Ghost has 7 uh sequels. I guess you want it. There's 8 Blackwell Ghosts movies.
I have to see them now. I
And I
want to
have
see them.
to, I'm planning to watch all of them because I really like this one. You know, as with all of these like kind of franchise movies that go, three, four, five, six, seven movies in, they're not always winners as they go
No,
on.
no.
Sometimes they go and some in the middle are not good, but some at the end are better,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know. But I think we have to watch all of them to make a
Yeah. I wonder
decision.
if they're all the same length or are some of them longer? Like that's I
Right.
only
Or if
watched
they're
them.
or if they're technically in the same place or they keep going to different
Yeah,
places. Because it's
yeah.
about this Blackwell
It's
ghost
called Blackwell Ghost. You would think it's
and
in the
she lived
same
in this
place.
house. She lived in this house.
Yeah,
So going to different places might not mean anything.
yeah,
But who knows
yeah. We
what
don't know.
you'll find out in the next movies.
Mhm.
But definitely I think I can say
Good
for me
job.
and Sonia that we're gonna watch all the movies to figure this out. Anyway, check out the Blackwell Ghost. It's streaming free on Tubi. Really good movie. If you like found footage, it's a great movie. And yeah, we'll be back next week to review another Tubi movie. As always, every Tuesday we are here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, Horror Flick Chicks on YouTube, where you can find all our Twin Talk Tubi videos. And you can also find the Horror Flick Chicks podcast that we also do. We're right now recording weekly recaps of the newest season of Yellow Jackets that you can see on Showtime and Paramount Plus. Every Friday, a new episode comes out, and we have a review every week for each episode. Our podcast is also streaming on various audio platforms. And please make sure you're following us on all our social medias as well. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and TikTok. Horror Flick Chicks. And again, we'll be back next week with another found footage movie for you that we're reviewing for this month of April. And as always, this is Sandra and Sonia for Twin Talk Tubi, Horror Flick Chicks, and we're signing out. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.